Well, the word is that African migrants and students are experiencing racism while fleeing the Ukrainian war zone. If this is true, Ukraine, shame, shame, shame on you. Let's talk about it on the mic. Hello, good people. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker, coming back at you live once again from the Lone Star State with another edition of the Media Mike Speaks. All right, good people. It is 44 minutes past the hour, and yes, we are the voice of the everyday citizen. All right, good people, if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button down on the right and subscribe to the channel, and also hit that like button. And yes, we are 400 subscribers strong and growing. We are a small channel, but we pack quite a punch. All right, let's talk about this story, good people. And yes, it seems to be that there's no bridge over these troubled waters. African students in Ukraine found themselves trapped following Russia's invasion. Some have said they have been discriminated against as they try to flee. They say they have been prevented from crossing the border as Ukrainian authorities prioritize Ukrainian people first. I guess UK first. Now, I actually can't argue with that. It is their country, their people. They have the right to choose their citizenship first. Their citizens first. But now the problem is that if they do it based off of pigmentation, skin color, then we're talking about discrimination. Now, Black Americans have enjoyed an enduring bond with Africa and their brothers and sisters living on the continent. To a certain degree, depends on how you look at it. Depends on who you're talking to also. With many U.S.-based civil rights agencies, clergy members, and African American organizations taking a keen interest in the welfare of citizens in the 55-nation motherland. Now, protesters in the district have gathered in earnest at the Russian embassy to protest the country's invasion of Ukraine. You can protest all you want. They have been invaded. Now, many of those students come from Africa. Many of them do not have paperwork to enter Europe, according to Mr. Terrell Starr, who is also a non-resident senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's Center for Folks on Ukraine, Georgia. He notes that the perilous position facing African students and Black Ukrainians are in. They are. He goes on to say there's no census data on the numbers, but figures range from thousands to 10,000s, according to Mr. Starr. It is impossible to know without data, but it is not uncommon to see Black folks walking around speaking fluent Russian or Ukrainian and walking with their, white family members. So they're walking together, talking citizenship and citizenship. Black and white, or African, I would say. And they're speaking Russian. But that was before the war. Now, Mr. Starr added that his friend, a Black Ukrainian, shared that while she's proud to be Black, she fears the trauma of the Kremlin's aggression as much as any white Ukrainian. Now, I like this young lady because Mr. Starr is going to repeat what she said. Listen to this, good people. Like America, Russia is a settler colonial state, and we as Black folks need to understand how leaders of such states operate because we aren't that far behind when it comes to being on the lower end of the totem pole of racial oppression, unquote. She's right. Know where you are. Know your space. Now, me, I would not go where I'm not welcome. No, sir. No, ma'am. Not me. I'm out. But yes, in America, Ukrainians are white. But over here, many of my Ukrainian friends tell me Putin and Russians who think like him view them as white trash. So many Ukrainians very much see themselves through the lens of race when it comes to Putin's revisionism of their shared history. Okay, you see, every culture or race discriminate within their own. So Russia treats Ukrainians like over in America how whites treat those who live in a trailer park. Just saying. That's an example. That's just saying. Now, while multiple reports suggest Ukraine has never championed diversity or an acceptance of black people, Russia has been especially harsh toward individuals of darker hues. Like I said, I'm not going anywhere where I'm not welcome. Home to 144 million people, just 70,000 Russian residents identify as black. Now, the Sova Center for Information and Analysis, a Moscow-based advocacy organization, revealed that Africans and those who descend from the continent face widespread hostility and racism that routinely goes unpunished. Wow. They would like to note that racist action on the territory of Moscow State University of Civil Engineering, Sova Center. Officials wrote in January, in a video circulated online, young people can be seen harassing black students, throwing snowballs at them, awarding them bananas as gifts, and insulting them generally, unquote. Wow, I wouldn't be going there. I wouldn't be going back. That would have been enough. Have a good day. I'm out. That would be me. But I'm not them. So, in 2021, the Sova Center reported at least 63 victims of a motivated violence attack. 3 of them died and the others were injured or beaten. 5 people received serious death threats. The total number of hate-motivated attacks had increased compared to the previous year when 1 victim died and 52 were injured or beaten. I would be out of there as fast as I could. Because they let you know how they feel. And what should be kept in mind is that our data, especially for the year that just ended, is incomplete and will inevitably increase. So, this is bad. These figures we provide do not reflect the true scale of violence and are incomplete to a significant extent. Wow. This is not good, people. The mass media provide the lion's share of information about such crimes, but in recent years they have reported practically nothing about hate crimes or have been described them in such a way that isolating a motive becomes difficult. Yeah, the media runs it. Victims rarely report attacks to human rights organizations except in the hope of receiving legal, medical, educational, or financial assistance, officials concluded. They also rarely inform police out of fear of reprisals. With Russia's Ukraine invasion ongoing, some will train their eyes on the plight of black people in the region, hopefully. Anytime I am asked why black people should care about anything that is considered non-black, I refer them to Malcolm X's call to condemn the U.S. at the United Nations for its abuses against black Americans. Yeah, Mr. Starr stated. That's true. That is true. I mean, yeah. And I do agree. And I hope those from the motherland continent make it out of there safely. And I hope this thing comes to an end. Because once again, it seems that those with melanated skin tone seem to have no friends. Until next time, this is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.
Understand you soon, it won't be long. Keep on, keep running.